In the world of Christian media, few stories have stirred as much conversation, debate, and reflection as the controversy between investigative journalist Julie Roys and Daystar Television Network's co-founder, Joni Lamb. This isn't just a clash between two powerful women with strong convictions, it's a deeper conversation about transparency, ethics, accountability, and the challenges facing modern Christian ministries. Today, we're diving into this high-profile controversy and unpacking the different layers, what sparked it, how each side responded, and what it means for the future of faith-based media. So, grab your coffee, settle in, and let's explore how a disagreement between two public figures turned into a national discussion about Christian leadership. Let's start by introducing the key players. Julie Roys is a seasoned journalist known for her fearless and unapologetic approach to reporting. With her platform, The Roys Report, she's tackled some of the most controversial stories in evangelical circles, shining light on financial scandals, abuse allegations, and issues that many Christian institutions would rather keep in the dark. Julie sees journalism as a tool for truth, reform, and protection of the vulnerable. Her work often brings uncomfortable truths to the forefront. Admirers see her as a much-needed watchdog within the church, while critics accuse her of sowing division and disrupting ministry efforts. On the other side of the aisle is Joni Lamb. A beloved figure in Christian media, Joni co-founded Daystar Television Network with her late husband Marcus Lamb. For decades, Joni has dedicated her life to spreading the gospel through television. Her program, Joni Table Talk, has addressed everything from spiritual growth to relationships and personal healing. Following Marcus' passing in 2021, Joni stepped up to carry on his legacy, becoming an even more central figure in Daystar's mission. She's admired for her resilience, leadership, and commitment to uplifting viewers during times of joy, grief, and crisis. But when allegations surfaced about Daystar's financial practices, Joni found herself in the eye of a storm, one that would challenge the public's perception of both her and the ministry she leads. The controversy began when Julie Roys published a series of investigative reports on the Roys Report, raising serious questions about Daystar's use of donations, financial transparency, and overall accountability. One of the primary concerns centered on Daystar's purchase of a private jet, reportedly funded in part by viewer donations. Roys questioned whether this expense aligned with the values of stewardship and humility that are central to biblical teachings. But it didn't stop there. Her investigation also delved into Daystar's tax-exempt status and whether its financial practices held up under legal and ethical scrutiny. The lack of transparency regarding how donated funds were being spent. Daystar's involvement in political movements and support for controversial figures, blurring the lines between ministry and political advocacy. For Roys, this was more than a news story. It was about asking difficult but necessary questions that every Christian ministry should be prepared to answer. Joni Lamb did not stay silent. In a series of statements, interviews, and broadcasts, she directly addressed the reports, passionately defending Daystar's integrity. Here's what she said. The private jet, according to Joni, was essential for international ministry work. It enabled the team to travel quickly to areas in need, especially during natural disasters and humanitarian crises. She also emphasized Daystar's philanthropic work, citing examples like disaster relief, medical missions, and food drives. For Joni, the spending was part of a larger mission to meet both the spiritual and physical needs of people around the world. In addressing the political affiliations, she pointed to the platform's diversity and its commitment to giving voice to various perspectives within the faith community. More importantly, Joni framed the attack as spiritual warfare, calling on believers to avoid division and instead focus on unity. She reminded viewers that ministries, while imperfect, are ultimately doing the work of God, and need support, not criticism. This is where things got really intense. The faith community quickly split into two camps. Supporters of Julie Roys praised her boldness and journalistic integrity. They argued that Christian organizations, especially ones handling millions in donations, should be held to the highest standard of financial and moral accountability. But on the other side, supporters of Joni Lamb viewed the investigation as an unjust attack. Many felt Julie's methods were intrusive and lacked grace, pointing out that tearing down ministries could harm the church's collective mission. In online forums, social media, and church circles, debates flared up. Questions like, should Christian media be immune to public scrutiny, and what does biblical stewardship actually look like, began to dominate the conversation. This controversy is more than just a disagreement. It's a mirror reflecting the broader challenges that Christian ministries face in today's world. 1. Transparency versus trust. How much transparency is enough? Ministries want to focus on outreach, but they also need to answer to the donors who fund them. This controversy shows that transparency isn't just ethical, it's essential for credibility. 2. Stewardship in the spotlight. The use of funds, especially on high-ticket items, raises valid questions about how Christian organizations define wise stewardship. Is a private jet extravagant, or is it a necessary tool for international mission work? 3. Investigative journalism in the church. Julie Roys' work shows that journalism has a role in spiritual spaces. But it also raises a dilemma: can exposing wrongdoings go too far? And at what point does accountability turn into public shaming? 4. The role of Christian media. Daystar is a global voice for Christian content. But with great influence comes great responsibility. This controversy reveals the balancing act of spiritual authority, media influence, and ethical leadership. Despite the divide, both women are driven by the same goal: to serve God and uplift His people. This controversy could become a powerful opportunity for growth. What if ministries embraced transparency without fear? What if journalists worked with ministries to build accountability in love, not condemnation? Finding middle ground between critique and support could lead to a healthier, stronger church, one where truth and grace walk hand in hand. The Julie Roys and Joni Lamb controversy isn't just about two women, it's a moment of reckoning for the entire Christian media landscape. It challenges us to reflect on how we lead, how we give, and how we engage with ministries we support. Whether you're a believer, a donor, or simply someone seeking truth, one thing is clear: accountability matters, and so does how we pursue it. In an age where scandals, misinformation, and division are rampant, even within faith communities, may we be people of wisdom, discernment, and grace. Let's not forget, the goal is never to tear down, but to build up a church that reflects God's heart, truthful, transparent, and unshakably rooted in love.